Hello everyone, welcome back to our episode where today we have Mr. Ajay Dusane. Ajay and me are basically friends from college, and Ajay has spent 25 years in the marketing communications sector, and he has worked with OEMs like Kinetic, Cummins and Mahindra, where Ajay has been instrumental in launching brands like the Scorpio, Thar, among others. So Ajay brings to the table a massive experience of how B2C experience can be enhanced. And today Ajay will be sharing with us how B2B manufacturers can adopt best practices. Welcome Ajay to the podcast today.
Thanks, Bejoy. It's a pleasure to connect again.
Super. So Ajay, my first question, since you are a B2C expert, is in B2C what happens is number one priority is for the emotional connect, right? So once you connect with the audience emotionally, they tend to have a trust factor in the product. Now what happens is a lot of our B2B manufacturers, right? For them, the challenge is because of the raw products that they create, how do they establish an emotional connect? Because what I've seen is they have a massive appreciation for the way B2C promotions are done for the products, and they want to get next step closer to how they can connect their products emotionally to their target audience.
Very interesting question, Vijay. And while it's very fascinating to look at the B2C way of doing things in marketing and communication, I think largely what the B2C guys do is, try to win the mind share of the consumers.
Correct.
Over a period of time, and they do it consistently.
Right.
Unfortunately, in B2B space, it's all about tech specs, the power, the horsepower, and the engineering stuff. Right?
Absolutely.
While the problem is not talking about the technicality of the business or
Right.
the products, I think the problem is they don't have a story to tell. While some of them might have, but it might be a wrong story to tell.
Yes. Yes.
Correct. I think how do you build an emotional connect with your audience or target audience is something which is very important for a B2B kind of setup.
Yes.
Right. Now here when you talk audience, it's very specific. It's not very mass.
Right.
Where you segregate them into category A, B, C or SEC A, B, C. They will be the CFOs, they will be the CEOs, they will be the engineering or the production managers,
Yeah.
or even somebody who's looking at the supply chain.
Correct.
Correct. So, building that emotional connect is the first thing. And for that, I think there are three layers to it. How do you build an emotional connect?
Yeah.
Today, if you see in B2B, a lot of communication or the pitch that they build is primarily starting with technical aspect.
Right.
Correct. And I think that's where the pitch needs to change.
Right.
I think the value needs to come up first. Correct. You show the car first, and then you open the bonnet. That's if you were to really understand it, because today the purchaser or the end user of the product. Let's say somebody supplying components for a car.
Right.
The guy is worried about what value this product is going to add.
Okay.
A, it could be superior performance.
Right.
B, it could be cost efficiency. It could be performance efficiency, and obviously the cost will also come into play. So I think the value needs to come first. That's when you get into the door.
Right.
Not a lot of people are doing that. They spend years doing technical stuff and comparisons and charts and spec sheets and so on and so forth. I think that needs to change, and that's where the emotional piece will start coming in.
All right.
And there are very good examples within India and globally also. If you look at GE, for example,
Okay.
while they build huge amount of turbines, they never talk about turbines. They talk about powering cities, powering infrastructures.
Yeah.
And I think there's some cue that businesses can actually pick up from there.
Right. And that the GE example is very relevant here because that brings me to my next question.
Sure.
Somewhere GE or BMW or Mercedes or Tata Motors, Mahindra, these leading OEMs, they package a major component of what you call as enhancing lifestyle,
Right.
Right, when you say that GE is talking about empowering cities, indirectly they're saying that somewhere at the bottom of the heart, our product is making your life better.
Correct.
Now, for the absolute gray industry where people are making components or electronic components, how do you think, in your best expertise, can they take the next step towards telling their target audience that lifestyle is also what they do?
Uh, Bijoy, you need to understand very specifically, right? In B2C,
Right.
or the OEM communication that they do, primarily they are personifying the audience, right?
Yes.
However, in B2B, that's also still the case, but you need to personify the professionalism.
Okay.
What it means is you build a character around what you're doing, right?
Okay.
It could be reliability, it
Yeah.
could be safety, it could be reducing the carbon footprint, or
Okay.
it could be multiple layers, or it could be purely very superior engineering product,
Right.
and that's how you can kind of build your story around it. But largely what I feel is not a lot of B2B players are doing that. You need to find that value and kind of package it around that. So if you look at Caterpillar, for that matter, while they are selling a lot of technical products,
Yes.
they always talk about reliability
Yes.
and dependability.
Correct.
And I think that's how smaller players or smaller B2B guys can also kind of package the products.
Yeah, so these two examples are absolutely ace, Ajay. Caterpillar and GE. I'm sure the B2B manufacturers can look at these examples and pick up the best practices. Ajay, the kind of clientele we have, for them, closing a sale is a very long-term process. The sales curve is very long and it has to cross major tangible milestones. Therefore, and what happens is, because it's a long sales curve, there are multiple stakeholders involved.
Correct.
Right from the buyer, the buyer's department, the seller, the client, and there are multiple departments. So, how do you think it would be the best way to synchronize the sales curve in a way that there's more efficiency, they reduce the sales curve, and they're able to convey a very tangible message to the client in a shorter way?
Sure. Very interesting piece. While a lot of organizations do manage it well, a larger cycle also entails is it gives you a lot of time to build the confidence.
Correct.
And that confidence necessarily is not for the transaction that's going to happen, but it's for a lifetime.
Yes.
Because most of the investments are capital intensive, or they are related to a product which is going to go out in the market, right? If they are especially supplying it to a OEM,
Yeah.
right? I think this is the space where show and tell kind of matters. It matters a lot. I remember the time in Cummins where investing for a backup facility for a specific industry was a huge long tail cycle,
Right.
technical plus commercial and all of that. But the team used to use that specific time to get the consumers to a client side, which was done in the previous, let's say, place. And they used to show and tell. This is how the setup is, this is how it is working. They used to show efficiencies. I think that moves your conversion cycles a little faster.
Right.
Correct. And then there, with the new technology, there are obviously a lot of places that you can intervene. Is you can have digital centers, you can have digital experience centers, or simulations, or calculators, or live situations where you can go and demonstrate the capability of the product.
Right. And Ajay, since you have been instrumental in launching a lot of engineering products at a B2C level, there is one thing that comes across is that professionals like you are very proficient in breaking down something very complex into a more clear proposition.
Correct.
Right. What is the clear value addition? Something that is like largely a complicated engineering product.
Correct.
So, how do you suggest or recommend, that Indian engineering companies or Indian manufacturing companies are able to demonstrate something very complex from a value proposition point of view?
This question is very relevant to largely all of us,
Yes.
who are in the space of communication.
Yes.
See, primarily what happens, Bejoy, a lot of people, especially the engineering folks or the people who are into a lot of tech kind of products, which fit into a larger product, let's say, for example. For them, simplifying kind of sounds like dumbing it down, but it's not actually dumbing it down.
Yes.
Anything and everything that is simply put is understood by a lot of people. Correct? It saves a lot of time. Correct? Because like I told you in the earlier questions, you have to show the car first before you open the bonnet, right?
Yes, yes.
So simplification is the key example. Now, a very classic example which I love in India is L&T.
L&T.
Correct? They've built their whole communication on the national pride.
Yes. Yes.
Correct? And that's simplification of what they do. They have multiple businesses, multiple complex businesses, but when the world sees it, a non-related consumer sees it, it builds a brand identity, right?
Yes, yes.
They've built it around building the nations. They might be building bridges, they might be building refineries, or multiple businesses, right?
True.
But they're simplifying it. Similarly, any smaller or a larger B2B player can always simplify it, It could be simplification to the tune of, best engineered valves in the world.
Right.
Correct?
Right.
Which gives them a pitch to, tell their larger story.
Yes. Yes.
When it comes to specs,
Yes.
Where they can have a lot of comparisons with competitive players or, what kind of value that they bring on.
Right.
So simplification is the first key to start your B2B communication is what I feel.
Okay. So as you're rightly saying, what we need to do is set the product with a larger vision.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like you quoted the example of L&T.
Correct.
So
one more classic example, is, for example, Tick Stanley.
yes.
They purely make seats, right?
Yes.
In an automobile.
Right.
Correct. And they also have started, doing lifestyle products. Correct. But while initially in the earlier days of the brand, you will see a lot of technical jargon thrown around.
Okay.
But they purely build it around a lifestyle,
Yes.
Today you will see a car player saying, plush, luxurious seats and all of that.
Right.
But the product behind is basically a B2B product.
Yes.
Correct. So I think they have managed or they have learned over a period of time to simplify that communication.
Yes, and I think this is like a long-term game where the business owner also has to be open to the idea of trial, error, learning, rebooting, recommunicating.
Correct. I think if you are in the business for a long haul, you need to do that because you need to stand for something.
Yes.
Right. When people would want to think about a particular product,
yes.
Is your name coming in the top 2?
Yeah.
Because that's what is going to ensure you business in the coming years.
True.
Right.
And in today's real time, there's no top position number 3. I think it's just 1. 2 is a consideration.
Correct. Right. But even to get into the consideration set is very important.
Very important.
Maybe you might not get the business at the first go, second go, but obviously you will build it over a period of time.
Correct. As long as you rightly said, they are there for the long haul.
Correct.
Ajay, we've been working in this sector for, like, both of us have been there for more than 20 years. Since our college days are over. One such evolution that we have seen with our clients is, that a few of our clients, not necessarily Indian, and a few Indians, they have started developing experience centers within the premise, more of a touch and feel factor. Like it could be a virtual demo, or it could be a product display. So, how far do you recommend these kind of practices would help B2B brands, build a better connect with their buyers?
See, I think this is very important, and especially where there is capital intensive investment, right?
Yes.
Experience centers, of course, a lot of people have it. Digital simulation, so on and so forth.
Right.
A lot of people have it. But I personally recommend doing a voice of customer piece, This is something where a prospective buyer, the management of the organization, and a customer who is talking about his experience with the brand or the products. VOCs have always played a larger part. Because the business understands where the product really stands for.
Right.
B, the prospective customer really understands the value that the business is giving to other clients. And three, if there is a situation where they can actually show the product in motion, I
Right.
think that's great. But yes, experience centers, a lot of people are doing digital calibrations, digital experiences. That's also fine if your businesses are a little scattered across the geographies. But I think, getting the prospective clients to your premises is the first key, where they really see what kind of technology you have invested in building those products, what kind of people you work, what is your culture, because it gives a lot of trust factor. And I think small trust markers like this go a long way in terms of building long-term business opportunities.
Correct, absolutely. And as I said, because we've seen a few clients adopt these practices, we can see measurable success in these businesses.
Correct.
And Ajay, the B2C sector is something where after the sale is made, there's a lot of efforts done on leveraging on that relationship, wherein they can move on to an account-based relationship with the client. That includes practices which include loyalty-based points, your post-purchase agreements, or self-help communities. These kind of things, create a account-based relationship with the B2C client. And I've also seen of recent a few Western manufacturing businesses adopt these practices. In fact, they've created self-help portals. So for our Indian manufacturers, especially for the ones who may not be able to invest too much into a post-purchase program, what are the steps you suggest right from the adoption to the execution?
A very interesting question, but the world necessarily does not look what it seems like.
Yeah.
Bejoy,
Please expand on that.
see, in B2C, the major problem is lifetime value, right?
Yes.
How do you stick around with the customer for a longer period of time
Yes.
and build revenues? That's still a big problem.
Correct.
And it's not an easy way because customers have, and the decision-making cycles are very small.
Yes.
If they aren't, they are getting small.
Yeah.
Right? But I think that's an opportunity for B2B businesses.
Okay.
Correct? Because to convert a sale or a order, you actually, in most of the cases, would have spent 3 to 6 months. Right. Correct? And that gives you a larger insight into the customer, right? The client, the OEM who is going to buy your products. So that's one way of looking at it.
Yes.
Just to put the perspective in place. However, I think a very important piece that B2B teaches us is the key account management, which is called as CAM in B2B language. And there you treat a client not as a transaction,
Right.
but a lifetime partner.
Right.
And what it necessarily means is, right from scoping, before you sell, scoping, commercial, technical, whatever, understanding the client, and building the full sales cycle. After that, you can get into regular audits to see if your products are performing well, how they are performing, and kind of pre-anticipating if there is going to be any problem and kind of solving for it.
Absolutely.
Then there are certain things where, if your technology is getting upgraded, then how do you replace or how do you upgrade it?
Yes.
Like, Tesla on the fly upgrades the car software, right?
Okay.
Similarly, if there is something like that,
Right.
which will kind of help you stay in touch with the client.
Yes.
Third is, how do you build trainings?
Right.
So at the back end, you will see a lot of B2B businesses, the client has to put operators, technicians, so on and so forth, large number of people.
Yeah.
How do you train them? How do you build the community?
Right.
You will see, especially in automotive segment, there's a huge fraternity of mechanics.
Yes.
correct? And for a new product or new technology that is coming in, they are always trained. So there's a huge investment which goes in this training piece, especially in the automotive business.
Yeah.
Similarly, how do you build this piece for a B2B client, smaller, bigger, whatever it is? So I think a journey has to be mapped. It can't be a single whole this thing. Now, I'll give you a very classic example from my Cummins days, we used to have a refurbishing center.
Right.
Where the old engines were brought in and refurbished and given to the clients.
Yes.
Correct? Proactively.
Yes.
So that he doesn't necessarily have to invest for a huge capital investment.
Yes.
That could be one way of staying with the customer.
Yes.
You can have a subscription model, annual maintenance contracts.
Yeah.
Correct? Training programs, obviously. And whenever you launch a new product, your clients or your customers become a part of it.
Right.
They become your ambassador, not necessarily, at the bottom of an ad or a brochure saying that these are my clients. Because having the client's name on the slide is just 1% of it.
Yes.
Actually, telling his story is the other piece.
Absolutely.
Right? So I think that whole jigsaw puzzle kind of solves for it. And, how do you preempt if the client is kind of increasing or expanding into different markets, different audience, different industry, then how do you have a solution for him for that particular thing?
Yeah.
Proactively, something which the client is going to love.
Like a cross-sell or an upsell for them.
Cross-sell or an upsell.
Right.
Not necessarily cross-sell, upsell, but how do you help the client to grow further?
Yeah.
Correct? Because he's already had an experience with you.
Yeah.
And obviously, the good experience is obviously going to multiply. You can, in a B2C language, you can call it cross-sell, upsell.
Yeah.
Correct?
In B2B, it's
B2C, it's basically called as milking the customer. In B2B, it's nurturing the customer. So
right. So one of our clients who was into machining, he did a backward integration and got the forging unit done. So the client got, a larger bandwidth where he could get the component forged and also machined from them.
Okay. So yeah,
yes.
This could be business opportunities also, where you understand that the client needs much more than what I'm offering. So is there an opportunity for me to finish the product or probably get into the raw side, before or the middleware? So I think these are all opportunities which can come into play.
Perfectly well, Ajay.
Yeah.
In the B2C world, there's a lot of, these days I've seen there's a lot of emphasis on sustainability, like eco-friendly packaging and, how you can minimize the levels of packaging. In the B2B world, there is an entire gamut called ESG, right? But ESG does not sound as easy as packaging, right? So how is it that manufacturing clients can leverage through telling their audience that yes, this is a place where we care for the planet? So what do you recommend would be the best approach for them?
Okay, just to clear few things here. My point of view is actually the B2C guys pull the ESG language from the manufacturing guys, very frankly speaking.
Okay.
So while there's a lot of stuff to learn from B2C, I think the B2C guys also picked up stuff.
Okay.
But since they are very efficient, they did it very fast.
Yeah.
A lot of annual reports, first 10 pages, you will see a lot of dope on ESG.
Yes.
Right? And I think ESG should not be something which you kind of proudly write on annual reports, but it's something which should be in your blood, whether you're a B2C or a B2B player, because that's the need. And what it entails at the bottom line is profitability, efficiency, optimization, right? So while a lot of smaller players, if you see, they will have a water purification system, waste management system, efficient electricity management system, so on and they just don't talk about it. Correct? They don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So as a communicator, as a person who packages their communication, I think you should encourage these people to at least bring forth that kind of knowledge, because it's a sales pitch.
It's a sales pitch.
And tell me which OEM would not like somebody who's coming and saying that while doing these products, I've reduced the footprint of carbon by so and so %.
Correct.
They would love it.
Especially I think the Western and the international community that's coming into India.
Correct.
They would love to see somebody who is...
Correct. And coherently, Indians are very, very efficient in terms of, putting things together.
Right.
So whether it's a space, whether it's, your recyclability, so it's already there. Mm-hmm. But the point is, how do you communicate this? Correct. I think a lot of people are not able to communicate that. What the B2C guys have been classically been able to do is they have been able to take this key cues of ESG from the smaller guys or the suppliers and put it as their
in a
larger premises.
Yeah.
And obviously selling the product, these people have kind of stayed behind the curtain for a long period of time. Over a period of time, you will see last 10-15 years, there has been a change where, auto OEM or any other OEM will say, these are my suppliers.
Right.
Correct. And those are the suppliers who have really been able to tell their engineering story, their product story, and their ESG stories. Correct. So I think there's a scope for the B2B guys to do it a little better.
Absolutely. Ajay, the discussion we had today is absolutely insightful for a lot of manufacturers. I'm sure for them, this will also be like what you call as a BFO moment, which is called blinding flashes of the obvious. A lot of things which people know but think it's not necessary.
Correct.
This will come first on mind now. So Ajay, thank you so much for your time and sharing such valuable insights. Thank you so much, Ajay.
Thanks, Bejoy. It's a pleasure to reconnect back, and I'm sure the audience will love our small piece of discussion.
Yes.
And all the best.
Thank you. Wish you the same.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us on this episode of the podcast. At the end of this particular video, we will be displaying a QR code which you can scan and find the necessary connect to build a touch point with Ajay. Thank you again, once again.